Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look specifically at some vinyl and some couple cassettes and CDs in my collection, specifically Belgium New Beat. I used to DJ back in the day, still love and was into old school hip hop, but I also love techno with Kraftwerk and all these other dance music back in the 90s. But Belgium New Beat is one of my favorite genres back in the day. Unfortunately, it was short lived, and I'm just going to show you some of my vinyl I have, and like I said, CDs and cassettes. And Belgium New Beat is actually, it was around the late 80s, early 90s when it first was pretty big in Belgium, and it spread out to Europe, and eventually in 89 it came, reintroduced into the US, and I discovered it like in the early 90s. And it was kind of unique about Belgium New Beat. It spawned also fashion, and back in Belgium, it was played in the big clubs, nightclubs like Bootleg was one huge a New Beat club. New Beat actually has some EBM, electronic body music, some acid house, industrial kind of influences, and it also has sample heavy, not much vocals, but a lot of aggressive beats. And what's kind of unique about New Beat, it's the BPM range is like normally from 90 to 115, so it's a slower beat, very aggressive. It was actually developed, I guess, accidentally invented back in a nightclub in Antwerp by a DJ. He was playing Flesh by a Split Second, a Belgium group. I guess the album was 45 plus be playing 45. He actually played at 33 plus 8, kind of played it slow, so it's kind of unique. You can find that song on New Beat compilations at a slower BPM. And the first vinyl 12-inch, Acid in the House by Miss Nicky Trax. This is pretty much a good classic, a New Beat track that's got some acid, New Beat, hard beat, I guess you can say. It came out in 88. Very awesome, cool, very aggressive, really cool tune, New Beat. So this is a pretty rare album, I guess a rare 12-inch. If you do find it, it's kind of pricey now. The next one we're gonna pull out here out of my crate here, I guess you could say, is L&O, Even Now. This came out in 88, huge. You can see Boccaccio Life in the front. It was a pretty big anthem in the Boccaccio nightclub in Belgium. And this right here is another great little New Beat tune. And this next one here, Acid Queen by Major Problem. Again, this came out in 88, more acid, some heartbeat influences. This is another classic New Beat. You find out in a lot of compilations, New Beat compilations and so forth. But yeah, that is definitely a great track for sure. And this next one here, Tribe 22, Acid, New Beat. This came out in 88 as well. And a lot about these things. Some of these producers, I'm going to mention one of them, a couple of them. There's a lot of different producers, but some were certain labels they had same producers that put these out under different names. So, and this is Agreppo, basically by the Kings of Agreppo. This came out in 88. Another New Beat classic that's in a lot of compilations. If you see it, and there's also has an instrumental version of it. Another great New Beat tune for sure. This next one, Erotic Dissidents. This is their full album. I was not aware of this. I just recently picked this up, actually through, I think this was Mint, never been played. I picked it up directly from the man himself, a New Beat producer in fame with Lords of Acid fame, Praga Khan, Maurice England. I actually picked that from him. This one, I believe I got this from he's been selling some vinyl, and that's one of them in my collection that I got directly, I believe, from Praga Khan himself. But here you can see this is the insert. I forgot to pull that out when I was showing the album. This is again, you can see the New Beat fashion as I kind of mentioned at the beginning of the video. And here you can kind of, back in the day you could do mail order back in the 80s, I guess late 80s. And some of those up there, the New Beat the take 1, 2, 3. I've got a few of those, you'll see. And that's kind of one of the first ones I actually got into New Beat. One of the first CDs, one of the albums that actually got me into the New Beat craze, you can say, whatever. But this next one here, another one, I think I've originally heard this one had it on a cassette or on a tape. Brotherhood of Sleep, New Beat, a musical phenomenon. Another great New Beat track. This one came out in 89. But yeah, this was I love this song. It's an awesome New Beat track for sure. So, and I actually got this one. I actually got 2 copies. I actually bought that one. This other one, I think the other one actually I showed you, I don't think it's rarely even been played from the seller that I picked it up from. Like I said, some of these, if I did buy these, I definitely got them directly from overseas. And here, Version in Disguise, another great New Beat track. This one actually came out in 88. There's actually, if you see in side 2, There's a special adventure mix. You get certain RPMs, I guess you can play it as. And I think this is it actually slows it down. It's actually a great track. Skizzo Terror, another one. This one actually is by Oliver Adams. This is a remix. This came out in 1990. So this is really hard beat techno. As I mentioned, there's a Skizzo, another subgenre, I guess, that kind of evolved out of New Beat. So I kind of threw that one in there as well. And here is The Sound of Sea, another classic New Beat. Confettis. They kind of commercialized it. The producer, he mentioned this was he did this as a joke, I guess. This is kind of where, I guess, the downfall of New Beat, when it really came commercialized, the underground, and that's another very classic track. Here, High Tension. This is another very rare vinyl. I think this one now you can find is like $50 and up. It's just very rare, and I don't remember ever hearing this one. But this is another good one. This one actually came out in '89. Yeah, that was High Tension. That's a great track as well. And another one I actually found, first time I heard this was on I think it was a CD compilation, Acid Rock by Rhythm Device. I can't remember who the producer on this one is, but this one came out in '89 as well, and that has some little hard beats. That's another classic New Beat tune right there that played out in a lot of clubs in Belgium. And this is 101 featuring Jade for You. Now she is the queen of one of the top queen of New Beat. This is another one. This song right now you can find on some New Beat compilations. It's kind of like hard beat techno. Came out in 1990. And then Miss Nicky Trax here again. This one actually another one that she came out. This came out in '89. Hooked on You. Kind of acid hard beat. You might find that under New Beat. It's not super straight New Beat, but it's definitely got some techno. Some acid and hard beat style, I guess you can say, of that one. This next one is not really a New Beat. I threw this in there because it's Miss Nicky Trax. First time I heard this track was, I think, through a compilation. It was an instrumental version. This has a vocal version as well. First time I've heard this vocal version. It's on this 12-inch. Another great song. It's more of that one actually. This one actually came out in '91. It's more hard beat techno house. And this next one, New Beat, it's part of the Take series. This is Take 4 on the vinyl. I've had like a couple CDs. They're actually longer versions. On the vinyl versions of these, unfortunately, they're actually radio versions. They're kind of edited a little, not as long as the ones on CD. But yeah, I think that now if you're trying to find a CD and that one, it's a lot of money. This was kind of unique. This is a recent 2020 release. This was actually Erotics New Beat. It was kind of based off this King of the Beat. What happened? What is the story behind this? Really quick, is that some people found recently a VHS tape using that King of the Beat soundtrack. It was almost like a soft porn video, using that compilation as a soundtrack. And they released this. They released this new those songs from that King of the Beat compilation as this new release in 2020. They had 3 versions. One with this, you can see the yellow vinyl. One I think was a pink vinyl, and the black vinyl. And they actually had, I guess, out of some stock of the VHS tapes they were selling, which I missed on Bandcamp. So another great compilation. This right here, Nasty Thoughts by Acid Sex, or actually it's Nasty Thoughts, and it's the song is Acid Sex. Came out in '88. The next vinyl I'm gonna take out of the crate here is a classic. This is actually Taste of Sugar. The song is, as you can see, came out in '88. This actually was one of the very first New Beat songs I heard. It's off a compilation, and definitely it's another classic for sure. And another classic talking about is Erotic Dissidents. I showed you their full album, which I wasn't aware they had one just here recently. Here's another track, Move Your Ass to the Feet. Move Your Ass and Feel the Beat is another classic New Beat track. This one actually came out in '88 as well. So yeah, that's another classic if you're into New Beat. This right here is a great New Beat song. It's BB by Dirty Harry. Came out in '89. I first time heard this. This was actually off a compilation. It's on CD that I'll show you a little later on called This Is New Beat. That was reissued for the U.S. And that's another one I first discovered that song. And here is that basically off that. This is New Beat, the same style artwork, I guess. They had a 12-inch of it, just a couple of songs on it, and this is one of them with Bebop. That's another good classic one. As this one as well. And yeah, this one here, pick a number, Groovy, '89. a great track. And I heard this one first on that This Is New Beat CD compilation came out in the U.S. This actually has a sample of Bruce Campbell from one of his Evil Dead movies. I think there's a sample in there when he's saying groovy. So it's a pretty cool song. Space Opera, another classic New Beat song, Mandate My Ass. First time I heard this was also on a compilation. And this, I think this particular album actually was released in Germany, even though it's a Belgium track, but that they had different releases. And then this one here, I discovered this one recently. It's not really a New Beat track, but it's actually, you can find it on New Beat compilations. This is a PN'P featuring Janet Weis. It came out in 1990. It's got more hard beat techno, but a great track as well. And this one right here, Target Records is another well-known, I guess, in Belgium, New Beat tracks they've released. Some of the producers who were behind that label released a lot of these New Beat tracks. And first time I heard of some of these actually are on a vinyl. I'll show you later. It's a Megamix. It's a mix. And this is Chapter 1. That came out in 88. This came out in 89. The second chapter. This is another Target's New Beat. This is all their releases. And really good tracks on this one. If you really want to get into New Beat, definitely a good compilation vinyl that shows a lot of the great classics, some of the good New Beat stuff. This is another very classic, I would say, Megamix, a New Beat. I heard this one years ago. I've always had it on cassette, never had the CD or the album. I actually have also which I'll show you. I have the CD version of this as well. And this is a great compilation of mixes of a lot of classic New Beat songs, and these are some of those you can see there that are included, and just kind of showing you some of the Boccaccio, the kind of history of New Beat right there. And this one actually came out in '88. So it's got a different acid, another Megamix, more of an acid house, and it's a New Beat. So that was definitely a great Megamix for sure. So as I get it back into the sleeve, yeah, great vinyl, great Megamix. That's awesome. And this one, I actually picked this one up years ago. This was one of my first, we call it New Beat. This is kind of some of those I mentioned earlier about Target Records. Some of the stuff in here is some of those songs are on those chapters. Those two second chapter and the first chapter are on this Megamix. I actually picked this one up. I think I picked that up in Texas back in the day, in Dallas or something like that, years ago when I first got into New Beat. Another great Megamix here, Take 6. This is actually, that one actually, it's techno Euro house, but you might find some of the New Beat compilations as well. But this is an awesome Megamix for sure. And this one here is another New Beat. This one actually came out in '88. That's another New Beat Megamix. And that one, I just picked this one up recently. I don't know if it was a seller in Belgium or somewhere, but another great one. And these guys here, Morton, Sherman, and Bellucci, a lot of their songs, they've produced a lot of the tracks. And here's another Megamix. A lot of the stuff, these guys, Kings of Agreppo, these guys were really huge in the New Beat scene, and they produce a lot of different tracks under different names and so forth. Just like Progacon with Maurice England, he's done a lot of stuff with Subway Antler, his record label. Another one, Plaza Yo-Yo. This actually heard it that Take 6 Megamix. This song is part in that Megamix as well. And this is it's New Beat Euro House '89. You might find it. And here we have Jade for You. She's also her real name is Nicky Van Leerup. She was known as Jade for You in the New Beat scene, 101, Miss Lie. This is another song that came out in '88. It was Acid House New Beat, I guess. And she was also a member of the original Lords of Acid with Progacon, Maurice England. And this is I Sit on Acid. One of the first Lords of Acids I've heard, and just a classic for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a great vinyl. And here's again Lords of Acid. Hey Ho, another one from 1988, produced by Progacon. Yeah, this next one, I wish I could show the full album cover, but you might get the idea why Mr. Smiley is looking at us. This is actually Neon, Baby Wants to Ride. It's an '88 album that was like a Target New Target Records, and this next one is Kate B, Free. It's from 1989. It's house. It's got a new beat. There's two different versions. I'll show you the next version. But this is a great track as well. I just kind of recently discovered her. I was picking up some more vinyl, and here is the same song, but this is the remix of Free. It's another great track. So it's this one right here is more techno house, I guess you can say, but. Like I said, the first one's got the new beat. You'll find that. You might find it on the compilation. I think having a compilation, have Kate B on this particular song. And once again, Jade for You. It's Not Over. Another great song that this one actually came out. It's 101, I guess. So it's a Jade for You 101, even though she's the same one. It's more house. It's from '89. And another one, this is actually a full length album from Jade for You. This is Blue Angel. This is more house, techno, some down tempo. So not much new beat. Just want to throw this in there again with Nicky, one of her other kind of branching out. Like I said, her original training from what she said. She was more like from disco and funk, and she got with Praga Khan and did all these cool songs. And here's another one of her, Rocket to the Bone, another Jade for You album there. Okay, now we're going to transition to my cassettes and CDs. Not many cassettes. This is one of my very first New Beat cassettes that I picked up when I discovered New Beat, and this is the New Beat. The one was take 3. This is take 2. These are both one was from '89 and the other one was from '88. The take 2. But let's take a look at the CDs in my collection. These are all the CD singles, and you saw the vinyl. I have the one from Miss Nicky Trax, Hooked on You. That one's actually sealed. That one actually came out in '89. Here it is. This is another great one, Mac sample, House Inspector. It's got a lot of samples from the Pink Panther movies. This came out in '88. And I think this is, I can't remember which one it was. He's very instrumental in New Beat. He might have been one of I can't remember the artist's name. And here it is again, Musical Phenomenon, New Beat, Brotherhood of Sleep, the one in '89. So that's the CD single there. And so there's the back. So yeah, I've got the vinyl, got the CD single as well for that track. And then this one right here is another CD single. This was actually also, I think I got this from Praga Khan as well. This was actually never played, mint condition, just recently actually, and this is Rock to the Beat. There's also a remix of Rock to the Beat. This is with Nicky on that track, and here it is, Dirty Harry, Bebop, the CD single as well. So yeah, I also got I figure I get I got the vinyl and CD. Not a lot of duplicates, but I do have, like I said, the singles. And this right here, I mentioned this earlier. This one actually came out. This is the New Beat in '89. This was kind of one of my first CDs I got with my introduction to the New Beat. So this was actually released with a lot of classic New Beat. This is the one that came out released in the U.S. This next one is another compilation with Hip and Crimson. Came out in '91. This is more house and hardcore techno, but there are some Miss Nicky tracks on there. I think I can't remember which ones are on there, but it does have some, from New Beat to techno. And Summer New Beat, another compilation. This one came out in '89. Another early one I bought back in the day when I was start getting into techno, into New Beat and so forth when I discovered it. So that's a great little compilation there on a CD. This next one of my very first one, there's Nicky in front, Jade for You, a.k.a. the Take 1. That was actually one of my first CDs. I think I picked that up right after I picked up those cassettes. So that one I picked up probably early 90s. So that one actually came out in '89. Or actually '88. I'm sorry, that was '88. This one actually came out in 1990. This is house, New Beat. This one I actually picked up not too long ago, recently, really. That's actually got some pretty good in it. And I can't remember the name of that artist. You'll see her in the Lords of Acid. You probably saw her, and she's actually was one of the, I think with Lords of Acid. Can't remember, but Take 7. Again, this is more the Skizzo. You saw one of the 12 inches I had. This one actually came out in 1991. Has some house, some techno, some hard beat. So it's kind of moved away from the kind of little influences from the New Beat scene. And you saw I do have the vinyl as well on this, Take 6, the Megamix. Like I said, this has more techno, Euro house. Came out, this one was, like I said, 1990. And this next one here is the Megamix. This is the Take 7. This one actually came out in 1990. Got like techno and some new beat in it, so a really good mix of tracks and great Megamix if I recall. So yeah, definitely that one I picked up not too long ago actually. And you saw have the vinyl as this. I also have the CD version, and this 88 has Acid House, New Beat. This is a quality mix. This is really, that mix is pretty well known and pretty famous in the New Beat scene, as far as I know. And this is Acid New Beat. This one that came out in '89, and that one this one I picked up not too long ago, recently, a couple months ago. I'm trying to remember if from a seller for overseas somewhere, but that has a lot of good tracks in it as well. And this next one is the one I picked this one up years ago, probably back in the 90s when it came out. This is actually in '89. This compilation came out in '89. And it's got Acid, New Beat. It's a hard beat style, and you can see some of the tracks in there. For a lot of classics in there. And this next one, this is a CD single, The Max, Cocaine, Your Highness, came out in '88. And the producer of this group, he also did the Confettis. He launched that group, the Confettis I mentioned earlier. Code 61, this one actually dropped the deal. I'm trying to remember if I even heard this one. I just recently discovered it, and like I said, this is another classic. This came out in '88. And I got another version. This is actually has a lot more remixes of it. The Code 61 dropped the deal. Another great one. This one actually was released in '89. That's pretty much the Euro thin, I guess, CD. And also I have the Erotic Dissidents album in CD format as well. And this is a very hard one to find. And that one is like I said, I got the vinyl, and I love that cover. I would like to know who that model is on there. It's really cool cover. And this next one here, Boccaccio, New Beat Source. This one came out in '89. Style of music, Acid, New Beat. Got great. It's like I said, it's got two CDs. It was 4 CDs on there. Actually 2 CDs. And this last one here, this one I actually found recently. This came out the Sound of Belgium. This was actually, I bought this, I think, from a seller in Australia, and it was still mint, never been played. And then I do also have the digital versions of the Volume 2 and Volume 3 in digital. This one right here, it was really hard. I was lucky to find that one actually unopened, pretty much mint condition. And that actually came out, the Sound of Belgium came out in 2013. And this one right here, the Belgian New Beat, this one came out in 2018. So I picked up these ones from Bandcamp, and I also have Volume 2. And they have a book companion. There was a film and I haven't seen the film. I think it's all and this got, like I say, 4 CDs. If you remember New Beat, you used to listen to it back in the day or dance to it in clubs or what have you, or you've seen that album. Hey, I remember that song. It was one of my favorites. Do please leave a comment below. As always, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button for more videos, to hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. Until the next one, take care.